Hello, welcome to a video on using workspaces and inviting collaborators into your workspace. With ProLedger Online, you can easily invite another party like a bookkeeper or an accountant or a coworker or a business partner to share your account as a collaborator, and you can also be a collaborator by being invited by another user into somebody else's workspace. So let's take a look at how that works. Real easy. You just open the menu program at the top right, and you can see you have two options: workspaces and collaborators. Workspaces is basically where you're going to find where you have been invited into somebody else's space to work on their file. Collaborator is where you invite someone else to work on this file, for example. So let's go to Collaborator first of all. And here you can see invite collaborator who can work on your ledger files and enter records, manage bookkeeping, and you can set permissions. So let's take a look at how this is done. You simply put in a email address and of the person that you want to invite. And that person will have an invitation to accept your request as a collaborator and be part of your team. Now here, you can actually then, for this particular person that you invited, you can go through each file that's in your personal workspace and just give permissions. Okay, so let's say, for example, I got a bunch of test files here. So let's say sample business. You want to share that. You can say, yeah, I want to give the other person the ability to actually view the file, the reports, and the transactions, but not actually do any editing or changes to them. So that's read only. And that person could just simply run the reports and see what's going on. If you wanted the other person to be able to actually make transactions and do entries, then you can go with write. And now they have permission for writing as well. And keep in mind, even though you've given, for example, this particular person on this particular file full permissions, they still cannot delete the entire file. So you don't have to worry about them destroying your file and that sort of thing. All they can do is actually delete entries or make entries on the file itself. So that's the extent. Anytime you wish to change permission, you just unclick and you can remove permission, change permission at any point in time. So that's really all there's to it. And then of course, if you give permission on this file only, they'll have no access to the other files that you might have. So if your ProLedger Online account has lots of files, not to worry, you can just give permission for the one file, and then when you're done giving permission, you just revoke it, or you can even delete the collaborator from your list of collaborators, and that person will no longer see you in their workspaces, which would be here. So in other words, the person that you're inviting would then go into their menu here and choose workspaces, and they would see that they could switch to the workspace that, let's say for example, would have your file in it. And you could have as many collaborators as you want. You can create, and you could be invited into different people's files and have multiple workspaces here as well. So anyway, that's really all there's to it, and thanks for tuning in.